Welcome. Welcome to the show. This is Brenda Jean Power. I'm a medicine woman. And this is Medicine Woman Solution. About 3 times a week, I actually do a show. And the shows are basically to help empower you, to give you that confidence and strength to what it is that you need in your life. Most people think that they have to cope, handle, manage, deal, and pacify whatever it is in life that they have to do. And it's like sometimes it just feels like you're losing hope. Can't seem to get ahead. Well, I can tell you that I've spent many years asking, wondering the same thing. How am I supposed to do this? How to get ahead? How do I, it just drives me crazy. Well, lo and behold, I've spent over 30 years of searching and climbing, and you can't do it with ego. You can only do it with your authentic self. And so what I've learned was that every time that I approach something with a resolving tool, there are so many out there, type energy medicine tools to tapping, hope therapy, cord cutting. There's tons and tons of tools. And I will tell you that the best way is just use all the toolbox until you find one that you feel comfortable with, that you feel like you can see an answer. Now, most of the time, people don't quite get how to measure it. And I understand that. One of the things that I began to learn through hypnosis, neuro-linguistic programming, to body talk, to body code, was you need to measure. You need to be able to know a significant difference. You consciously need to know if there's a shift. If you do not understand that there is one, then your brain is going to say, I predict it's going to be the same way. And your ego is going to say, I got the same solution. And then you're back doing a loop. And a loop is basically hell. Constant judgment, constant fear. You can't really trust yourself. You have all of these issues. And I was teaching my class the other day. We had to do what's called the Wheel of Life. I did one too, so they could see. I pulled out my Wheel of Life that I had 2003. And this was like a really huge step for me because I wanted to understand how to do priority. I wanted to know how to create a better world. I mean, I was already thinking positive, already doing synchronistic looking and do numerology and started doing energy medicine, but I still felt like I had a shitty day or my thinking was stinking. And I thought, how do I really change this? Spirit says, I'm glad you asked. And the next thing you know, I started to get clues through acupuncture with pulse points. And I thought, what? And then I started to see how you could apply energy medicine. Donna Eden really knows her stuff. And the idea of measuring it, the idea of seeing the change. Dr. Dispenza, the one thing he does is that he tests your brain waves. He'll put this cap on and he can actually measure when you are going to get a great big healing. And when you're in the gamma wave, your nervous system, everything just changes and you start to heal beyond measure. And it's good to see all your wonderful faces. We will be doing some free readings in a few moments. And if you want some paid readings, then you go ahead and understand that it's 6 minutes for $11. And there's the PayPal. We have the thing is if you want to come onto the show, you can, as long as you got Zoom, you can come onto the show after you paid. And there is the number. Okay. Yes, that is the number. Correct, Dame? Yeah.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And with me is my moderator. She's one that helps me manages and helps me keep this flowing. The reason we ask you for emails is because I want to find out if you're serious about getting a reading. I have seen many of these shows. I've seen many of how people are, and Spirit says, you just gave a reading to somebody that wasn't here. And they don't mind because it's practice. But the energy of giving and receiving, the giving and taking, and Spirit says, no, you need to keep things balanced. I'm like, yes, okay. Well, I'm not going to search you down. If you want it, you stay. So, I was just reading what Danielle said. I'm a nurse and social worker who is also a card reader for 38 years and intuitive. Excellent, excellent. Yes. When you begin to hone on your skills, I mean, pretty much all my life, ever since I was little, I could see when people were going to die. I was talking to the dead, and then I tuned it out, and I could tell when things were going to be bad. But what set me back was all my fears, all of the, how you respond to things and how you got to toughen up and how, or you're being called a sensitive. Oh, you're so sensitive. Grow up, get over it. You're taking it personal. And I didn't know that I was an empath. I didn't know that I was kinesthetic. And I began to learn all of these things. And it was so enlightening. So for 30 years, I did nothing but honed in on quantum physics, on energy medicine. How do we function as a human? Auras, chakras. And the biggest breakthrough was when all of a sudden I saw these energy cords. And I thought, I want to know what those are. And I found out they're entanglement cords. And I learned how to read them. I learned how to see the mirror. I learned how to see how your cords tie to your past. And each one goes, it's I can read your biology or your biography. I'm like, oh, look at, and then those incidences affect your whole world, your health, your life. But I'm not just in it for that. I'm in it for, I like when I see somebody think, oh my God, life is hell. I can't get over it. I'm in so much pain. And I give you a tool and I teach you how to do it. What will be happening is that I will end up watching you go from to, hey, where's it going? And I say, do you want it back? No, let it go. Yes, we will be doing free readings. Amy will soon be putting it up there. So there is free readings. And if you're serious, this is why we're collecting them now, because Spirit likes to give and to share all of the knowledge so that you can choose and to grow, and we can do this together. So as we gather the 1 minute or the emails, I also then gather those that want to spend $11 and want different types of healings. There goes that. So bear with me. Spirit is now realigning up, and that is a good thing. And right now, everything is happening. The mirror's in place. I'm standing on the carpet. In my classes, you begin to see how to literally watch the process, learn the details that you have to, because when you begin to wake up, that is when it's very important to take that shift and allow yourself to be, how do you want to say, to be in a space where you can allow yourself to hear. Because if you're asleep, or even if you think you're awake, you can learn how to tune into very, very, very specific, very, very specific thing, if I can even speak, blah. Okay, I'm just recentering myself now. And sorry, tarot lover. Now, see, the thing is this is the thing. How serious are you? And that's what Spirit wants. Those that really want it. It's like when you ask a question, you really want to know the answer. I think they're looking for the seriousness. Now, I have a bunch of people that just walked into the room. And what do I mean by that? I feel a bunch of loved ones that just walked in. And this could be one of your loved ones. We don't know. But they're the ones that's going to help also provide the information to give you for your read. Okay? So what we're going to first start out is anybody in any of the rooms that are ready to do the 1 minute read. Now, do you have anything, Amy?
Patti sent me an email earlier, and she just anything.
Okay, so we'll start off with Patti then. What's interesting is I feel like Patti, she needs a card. And the card is related to something to do with a relationship. I don't know. I keep hearing arrangement. So let's see here. For Patti, it's safer for you to love. Okay, so if she feels like she can't open her heart or any of this stuff, well, here we go. It says embrace the moment. So maybe you have forgotten how to embrace the moment because it says it is safe for you to love again. And as you begin to be more into your spiritual life, you're going to start drawing to you people that are going to be attracted to that. So understand the moment. You know, you can just allow yourself to flirt, to have fun, to allow yourself to be there as you watch how your thoughts could get in the way. Just let them go. Just let them go. Download spirit and just let it go. They're saying that you have trouble reaching out, and learning to be more open to receive is going to give you the greatest gift, because then when a compliment comes your way, you won't be going, ooh, well, maybe there's a hidden agenda. You may all of a sudden start attracting a very healthy relationship, if that makes any sense. What else do you have?
Crystal Allen.
Crystal. Anything. Okay. Crystal. Okay. They got some weird, I don't know what it is. It went to, I saw a glass. I couldn't tell what was in it. And then all of a sudden I see all these pillows. I'm like, pillows in a glass? Can't you give me any more? And they just said it's learning to lay back and having a little luxury, allow a little bit of more. And the problem is that you're going to create a self-sabotage, that which is going to stop you from having more. And the problem with that, why can't you have more? Because you feel like you have to be a caregiver all the time, and it's easier just to give than it is to receive. If so, understand that part of your belief system. Look at it. Does it say it's better to give than receive? You need to change that, because you're going to throw karma off. You need to be able to give and receive. It is always in balance. It's us that throws it off. Anyone else?
This is interesting. Step 4 here.
Time-wise.
Madison Amy.
Madison. Oh, you got 3 cards that threw out at me. No, 4, 5. Okay. Madison. There's something to do with synchronicities. As you begin to look at synchronicities, they're saying that you don't need to rely on a lot of ancestral wisdom. You got to learn to let go of some of the restrictions and allow the new energies to come into play and have fun with discovering the new energies that are on the planet. While you're doing this, you have to learn to breathe. So they're telling me that you're a little off center. Just kind of take the information of the ancestors, get over to get the new information. They say breathe. Breathing allows the ideas to come through. It allows the oxytocin. As you do that, then all of a sudden know that you're beginning to receive. And receive in areas that you have to develop in. They showing me that, okay, I can receive and do this here, this kind of synchronicity, but you have a new gift that's coming and you quite can't see it. And they're saying, just say thank you with grace and ease. How am I supposed to see this? How should I see this? And it could be very small to begin with. And then you may catch your eye and you're like, oh, next time you'll start to see more. Next time after that, you'll begin to see more and more. Anybody else?
Not yet.
Okay. So it's important to, there's some beautiful names here. It is early in the morning. Most of the people that I know that are in the U.S. are, what's that?
Should still be in bed.
Would be still in bed. So give me a shout out. Where are you guys from? Okay. And if you give me a shout out, then what will happen is that we can see where you're from. I know that it's early morning in Europe and in Paris. And so normally we say just go ahead and, email us because it's quicker. But Spirit is telling me that I need to look at, I don't know if Trudy is still there, but I see a Princess Nye. Interestingly enough. Ooh, Melbourne. Yay! Seattle, Washington. Hawaii. Yeah. Oh, wow. Gotta be early there. So, Princess Nye, somehow you're not opening up to some information that's coming through right now. It says ancestral wisdom. There's a block. And they're having me grab the relationship cards, and they're saying that you have to keep an open mind, okay? And I said, okay, she's got to keep an open, or Princess, yeah. No, I needed to keep the, why? Well, the thing is the information that's coming through on the other side, there's a part of you that's not sure if you trust it, where it's coming from. And I said, well, why is that? And then they said, well, it has to do with eradicated energies, eradicated behavior. Wow. They're showing me a picture of, like, for instance, you're in a good mood and somebody would be in a bad mood and you happen to start to talk and then they take it out on you. Your body energy can feel that. So when you are learning to trust the other side, you don't know what you're going to get. And there's a part of you that like, well, I might get somebody that's going to, I don't know. And so they're saying just get more in alignment, and you're building the muscle, because I don't know if you meditate or not, but I'm seeing that you're almost there, but the little child part of you, about 2 years old, kind of blocks you. So you have a block from that. All right. So we're just going to go up to Trudy. Now, it's interesting because they're showing me in the heart meridian. The meridian is that it's hard for you, that you're coping. You got to the state. Do you know what a love-hate relationship is? Well, you love everybody, you give out to your heart, you do everything, but you hate how they treat you back. You're like, I'm done. I just don't like how I'm being treated back. And they're showing me this picture over and over, that you've done everything you can. You've changed, you've tried to do things, but don't change for them. They are set in a different wavelength of thinking from what I can see. And they said that you have to look at how they have control issues, and that you have learned for a long time how to act because somebody installed buttons in you. And so you end up moving in a situation where, like, I don't know, usually when that card comes up in that fashion, it means you're dealing with a narcissist, a gaslighter, somebody that, or doesn't know how to think in a positive way. So therefore, it's going to be stuck, okay? And like, I have family members that are from the old paradigm that's about, you got to think alpha, you got to be in charge, you got to constantly control, I got to be right, not kind. And I feel that you're not like that. And so it's hard when people you love that you can't be really in sync with. When it comes to removing it, Princess, how can I remove this block? The one thing that you got to understand is there's many ways. I have usually a surefire way. And that is, we start to take the chemical peptide, which is emotions. They're locked in like a key that your body's conscious holds. And so then the hope therapy I use helps to unlock that. You learn to process this in a way where you are holding your forehead and you're doing it in a simple way that your body's innate healing kicks in. Your innate healing tells me more. You can either set up an appointment or you can try the many healing tools that I have on my website. That's medicinewomansolution.weebly with a B.com. You look under healing tools and you're going to see lots of different healing tools. I can't remember what Spirit told you it was, but you can, from EFT to, see, you also got energies that you pick up from other people. You're going to need to know how to kick them out using the Celtic weave and rebalancing yourself. Wayne Cook for instance, so you can get back on center. Now, has anybody else emailed or any of that?
Nobody else has emailed.
All right, so this is an interesting time slot. Spirit says, as I'm beginning to be new, now I'm grateful. Princess and I was actually there. Trudy, see, I have no idea if she staged. There was no response, so I have no clue.
Well, there's no such thing. No.
Oh, so Tasmania. Trudy. Got family that down there. I loved her Tasmania. So we're going to go to. You're welcome. All right, who'd you say if we I can't even read it. If there's anybody here. Okay, if I say your name, because of 30-second delay, I hate this. I want you to say here. And if I don't hear from you, then no. We'll just skip it. So I'm trying to scroll. That's hilarious because it's not going to scroll. Okay, the first thing that I can see. Good. As a Danielle.
Mm-hmm. Danielle.
DeRocher?
DeRocher?
Yeah, I can barely see it. Okay, just make sure I don't read people twice.
Okay.
Now we're just going to go to the energy field because you got some entanglement cords, and one of them that says is that your first three chakras have to do with stability, safety, and security. And they says the stability one is that part of you was became unstable. No, that's wrong. I don't want you thinking that I'm saying you're nuts. There was something in the environment. Somebody yelled, and what happened? No, I can't get my camera to work. And what happened was that you could feel things become unstable, like an earthquake around you. And you're like, wait, what? And the people around you don't know how to handle it. So let's try this again, okay? You felt the stability. And any time any of us have felt this, we have a tendency to feel a certain way. And you are commanded, really? But this was when you were 3 years old, something about when you were little. And one of the things they said was that 3 years old was that you had to learn to pay attention to the adult, which is normal. The only problem is how they got you to do it. And after a while, instead of teaching you self-discipline to, be calm, do what you need to do, is that it was self-loathing. You can criticize a child long enough and they won't stop loving you. They'll just stop loving themselves. That is one of the things I feel. So over here we have, what does that say in YouTube? I can't even read it. It's something with a B,
Billy Banny?
Billy Banny 08?
Yeah.
Okay. Somebody around you has had eradicated energy, eradicated behavior. And they're saying that makes things a little bit incompatible. It makes it very hard to stay in alignment and happy and being in sync. So far, they said that when that occurs, you have an auto response, and this is something that was built in ever since you were about 5, and that is you have to begin to feel the lack of power to change things. And there's this feeling of disdain, as if to say it has to be thrown at you. Now, I just have to ask the question, Spirit, are you trying to say that the feeling that happens, wow, is that I just met your Arrested Development. It felt really interesting because all of a sudden it was like, what? It's like you don't know how to really act around them. And so the auto response comes in to try to stop and soothe something. It's like you don't have enough details to be able to stop it. I just want to stutter. I want to just kind of like, okay, it's just not coming clear. Does that make any sense? That's what I heard. Now, I believe somebody has what you call expedited themselves to the front, meaning they paid. So let's look.
Rachel Rara.
Rachel Rara. You know, I had a sister. Her name was Rachel, and it spelled it Rachel, but my mother pronounced it as racial, like the racial difference, a racial factor in math, and so I thought that was cool. And I haven't really found anybody else that says it. Yes. Okay. I'm just going to double check to make sure. Did she write to you? Did she write anything down as to what she wanted to look at? Nope. Okay. So it's not written here. That's fine. All right. What did you want to? Did you want to come on the show and we can make it nice and big, or you can stay really small and I can have a one-on-one so nobody sees you? Any messages from Spirit? Okay. And have you posted it in other groups, Amy?
Mm-hmm.
Awesome. So, again, Rachel, if you want to come onto the show, you can, like, you can't see Amy, but you can hear her. We can do that. Or we can do this where you come on and you're side by side. Hi, Amy. Everybody say hello to Amy. Okay. Hi. So you can, come on. I mean, this is not bad looking. It's 4:30 in the morning when she started.
It's just now 5 o'clock.
Oh, wow. Where did a half hour go? Holy cow. All right. Well, I'll put her back in view. So in bed, so I won't come live. Okay. But we'll do our best to be able to hear me. But you still have that option if you want to. For 6 minutes, I like when you get your money's worth, just because it's so much easier to have feedback very quick. Anything that Spirit wants to say? Well, that's interesting. I don't know what it is. You know what? A dog that when they comb their hair and nice and flat, it's like I see a white dog with this hair. It looks like it's combed and it's long hair and you can't really see it. Reminds me of a sheepdog. I don't know why, but that has just popped into the space. I feel scattered. So emotionally, maybe you feel scattered. I also feel like something's draining my energy. You just don't know what it is. And you're looking around. And then all of a sudden you perk back up. And this is what's going on in the mirror. I mean, I wanted to give you cards. They're like, no. So I don't know if you, I'm not sure what's called, ADHD. There's this energy. Somehow I just feel like, no. I think your brain's tired for one, too. But it's like awkward. Oh, that might be it. Awkward. Yes, scattered. Okay, good. Now that we got that, let's move on. Do you want her to do anything about that? Do you want her to heal it? You want her to know that this is an action that you came about at 3 years old. So this is an auto response? No, it's action. Action. How could it be different? Now I get it. Okay, so let's say Amy's in a bad mood and me and you walk into the room. We don't know this, but she's in a bad mood. And as we walk in, the next thing you know, we can feel that we're in a bad mood. And we may start being mad at each other, even though seconds before we're not. That's called resonant energy. That means you just came in tuned with the energy in the room. And that is kind of like what happens to you. You'll walk into the space, even if you're alone. The environment is dictating. And all of a sudden, it's like, ooh. And that's why I said, are you sure it's not an auto response? And they said, no, it's like, this is what you did to yourself the moment you felt awkward. Which is one of the words I was going to say right before I looked up and said scattered. And this, because oh, really? Scorn. You're going to be scorned. Something about scorn. And all of a sudden now I'm very like shortness of breath. And this is a habit. This is something that you've always done. And it's just been a habit. Oh, now my body is like, so what's going on? Her? All right. So Lexathymia is something, the inability to really describe or to understand emotions. And they say you do that when it comes to certain energy fields. You don't even know what's happening. Yes. Affected by a lot of environments. Yes. And that's okay. Now I know where they're going with this. So you got to learn to own your power. When I look at your central meridian, it is down. It should be, this is your central meridian. It comes up and comes to here. They say that it's wide open and you're receiving all of this energy. Okay. And they said that that's when all of a sudden you think it's going toward yourself because the energy comes in and you're feeling it. You're not realizing that this needs to be zipped up, hooked up. It needs to not be so wide open. Now, just because I zipped myself up, your aura just copied me. But what do you mean by towards herself? What? It's a strategy about how to be very adaptive to rooms that could be very volatile, unhealthy rooms. Oh, let's see. Goosebumps and tingles as you're reading. Okay, good. And really? Okay. So when are we going? We're going to do 3 years old and something happened in the environment. It came over here. You felt it. It came into the body. I'm asking if that got stored. No, but your body goes, what am I supposed to do with it? You had to learn how to, well, kind of like I did, learn how to be random and adaptive. Oh, it took me a while to stop taking people's energies in. And, oh, God, now it's like, oh. Anyway, what happened there, whatever the incident, stored as pain. It may not be physical because most of the time we go around trying to avoid pain. We're like, I don't want to experience that. I don't want to. So it doesn't have to be really physical pain. So they say as you're trying to move forward into your purpose, your career, what's important to you, is that your body says, I can't because I want to avoid pain. Interesting. Well, they said one of the biggest things is the criticism. Because the people that actually are being mean, that's cruel. But then there are people that are giving you feedback, but they just don't know that they're giving you feedback. They're giving you feedback to control the situation. And for whatever reason, and there's a party that's like, but I don't want to do that. I can't do that. I'm so done with that. And you can't figure out how to break that. And I'm telling you, you can break that. First of all, you need to go to my website, get the free tools, or make an appointment with me. When you go to the free tools, I want you to make sure you look up Celtic weave, connecting heaven and earth, and a hookup, and a zip up. There's 4. When that happens, you need to pick yourself up off the floor. That's what the healing tool is, picking myself up off the floor. And all these things I tell you is going to help you. And there's instructions. When you go and there's a party that's afraid of the pain, I want you to like be in the environment and kind of feel it And then you can EFT it out. You do the full gamut one, not the meridian one, the full one with the rolling of the eyes. You need to get it out of your eyes. As you begin to do this, or doing the oh my God, putting your hand on the oh my God, you're going to be able to feel a little bit more stability because you kicked people out, you've zipped up, and you're saying, I don't want to take anything else on. And you can start to own your own power. Okay? If that makes any sense. All right. Thank you very much. All right. That was a paid reading and you get 6 minutes. It only cost $11 and you can really get some deep stuff and some healing if you choose. Now I'm going to just double check to make sure nobody else is paid. And if you do, remember that's an expedite. You get to go. It moves you up to be next. Okay. Very good. Now
I've got 3 written down.
Excellent. Let's give me one.
Okay. Joy.
Joy. All right. Now, if you are in any of these rooms, look over here. If you can't get my attention because the screens are so small, you can email me and I know that you're serious about wanting to get a reading. Joy. Joy, joy, joy. Oh, down in my heart. So I'm sure somebody is saying that to you before. And they're pointing right to awkward. Why are we doing this? About the future and what's going on. Epigenetically, you're copying something that's similar to your parents. Okay. And I said, well, kind of like what it is. And is there enough safety to do that? So you don't know if you're willing to take the risk. Okay. They said that you feel, it's not that you would ever think that you're unworthy, but you have this feeling. If you know what the state of unworthy feels like, because most of the time we just know how people can put us in that position. But do we really have evidence that we are unworthy? We can have people convince us, but you've got a lot of energy that says I am worthy. If that makes sense, because they said you have a habit of letting the pictures in your head control you. So, like, for instance, what I mean by pictures in your head, you've had experiences where somebody's yelled at you. That's a picture. You've had experiences of where somebody tried to put you in your place and that hurt. That's a picture. There's a lot of little things that you can do. Okay. Now, taking the pictures out, you can sign up and do a private reading with me. For $30 for 15 minutes, you can actually get quite far. You go on my website for free healing tools, and you can actually get, for you would be the sensory accessing where you start pulling the pictures out. All right, next one.
AP.
AP. Something about people's grudges causes you to become wishy-washy. Is there grudges even towards her? No. There's people that walk around with grudges. Yes. So it's a certain type of attitude and behavior that these people are around. And what's interesting, it actually sets off like is it a bell? No. Okay. It sets off a twang inside of you and you start to go into being wishy-washy and you're not even sure why you do this. But it seems to be around people that have that energy of holding grudges. And it's like on automatic, I got to be compelled to correct myself. And it's like, I'm a kid again. So notice that whoever's in front of you, you felt as a kid that you had to correct yourself as a child because somebody was holding grudges. Well, even if those people are not there, you have, stand-ins that are producing that unresolved story. So your soul's asking you to resolve that story. And you can do that. Next one.
Dooney.
Ooh. All of a sudden, I just have this weird feeling of somebody's hands on my shoulder. It's like keeping me down. Not next. You're not next. Stop. Just stop. Just stop. I don't know what kind of things you heard growing up, but it's just stop. It's like all of a sudden, it's done. And I'm like, why? Why do you need to tell me this? Because it's a habit. It's a habit now that you've decided, no. No. How old are you? Your 2-year-old self and then your 8-year-old self are both saying that They do not like broadcast messages. When people broadcast messages, like for instance, like if you ever walked into a bar or you walked into a place or you've seen it on TV, and when somebody, like for instance, the boy is about ready to walk over to the girl and ask her out, and then the woman's got, I don't think so, Dick. You know, I mean, there's just, whoo, you can feel this broadcast message, or when people just give you that look. Okay, that's a broadcast message. Your 2-year-old and your 8-year-old says, "Ugh," and I do not like it. They don't know what to do with it. Your inner self, your inner child doesn't know what to do with it. Okay, look inside and say, okay, how do you feel, and become aware. The more that you become aware of this, you can look out and you can feel the actual sensations in the body that they will give off. And then you can look around and you're like, oh, that one has a broadcast message. Oh, God, I feel like crap. You can actually say no and take that feeling out. You can draw the line. You can use Celtic weave to kick the energies out, connecting heaven and earth, is zip up or connect up. And when you connect up, you don't have to take on other people's energies. And that will protect you a lot more, okay? Anybody else?
Linda K, she's on your phone.
Hi, Linda. Okay. I want to hear from the other side. Well, I think the other side wants you to understand that they have been talking to you. You've rejected something out of your reality. Like, for instance, they're showing me a picture of how you saw something move. You're like, nope. Weird things. And then all of a sudden I feel, what? I feel these visions that if you watched a horror movie, and these visions are not real. According to spirit, they're not real, but your imagination is kicking in. I says, well, what age is causing this? Your 7-year inner child says, and how it feels weird. It feels funny. What? Show me. So there's conflict with your intuition. There's conflict with the ego. The ego thinks I'm protecting you, and your intuition says we need to evolve past that. So I would say you need to heal out those pictures and that fear. You go to my website, medicinewomansolution.weebly.com, look under healing tools, look under sensory access, and get those scary pictures out. Any type of scary movie that you may have watched, any pictures that were in your head, get them out, okay? Because it's actually clouding your intuition. Okay. What else? Who else?
Okay. I have an email here. Muku?
Okay. Muku?
There's a beautiful Leo in my life, but she is so confusing. I want to know how she really feels about me. Because I relate a lot. Thank you so much.
Well, let's just look. I just got to get it more in tune right there. Okay, so they're saying that she wants to give the relationship a chance. But there's a part of her that's not sure. Oh, she's living in that part. Interesting. Hold on. Remember, from whatever information I give you now, it can change because she thinks. A person thinks, it can change. She's had some oh my God experience, and it's hard for her to open up the heart. At 3 years old, she had to take action to not become vulnerable. And there was people in her space that just had disdain for her. So it's hard for her to look if she's got a filter over. And if I said, okay, if she didn't have that, how would this really be? And with how does that feel? And that she would be able to engage more. She wouldn't have that filter there. Now, if you go and tell her this, she may not understand it. But you have to let her work through it. That's one of the things that you signed up for, was that you chose to help her work through it. Doesn't mean you take charge. They will just drive her away. You just, how am I supposed to show up today? How am I supposed to help you? And maybe, if she feels, see, I didn't get the card that it was unrequited love. Now I'm going to just take it from your side, and I want to see what's happening. Why is it that your soul is saying, hey, she's confusing? Why is your soul doing this? And your soul says, I don't want to be vulnerable. So you're doing actually mirror. You're mirroring each other. And she's also picking that up because she's an empath. So she may be reacting that way, and she won't even know that if she has her own vulnerability, she can pick yours up. You're also having her to do this is because there's a part of you that, well, here it says that, I can't be confident. I don't want to be crushed. And I asked, okay, for you, and they said, well, something happened when I was 2 and then 6. Something that you cared about was taken away. And that crushed you. And that can affect how you are. Okay, so in order for me to actually understand this Dooney, he says, what did this mean? You said, I try to understand this message. Okay. One, I'm channeling. It's hard to remember. I'm using language that the soul talks with. It's light language. And I try to use very specific words that you can get. Now, if you could remember what I said, trigger me to remember what I said, then I could give you more in depth. There's no way for me to rewind it or watch it. If that makes sense, I need to know. This is why a one-on-one, if you were to get on, I can get more in depth. So look at all these pretty faces. Hello. Good morning. All right, who else?
What one is like?
What?
Can we show them what a one-on-one is like?
We can. Why, you got something?
Yeah, I've got that Arrested Development.
All righty. So hello, Amy. Glad you could be with me. We're going to do a one-on-one. Now, when I use the word arrested development, yes, it does take some time to understand what that means. And arrested development simply means that you stunted your growth by having a self-imposed limitation. What does that mean? If somebody yells at you, don't go outside, don't do that, you may have put in place that I can't do something, I better not do it. You kind of put it in a I can't pile. How's that for you? Okay, so Amy, let's do this.
Okay.
What do you know? Well, we've worked with her enough. You have this arrested development. How do you know? What have you been working on? Give me some details.
Well, when I went to bed last night, it was like my brain just wouldn't shut off.
And I could feel that your heart was resting, but yeah, your brain didn't shut off, because when you asked me, I was going to have you rub the heart point to help relax your heart, but I'm like, no, that's not it. It is the thoughts. And yeah. What did I say to you then? I said,
you gave me a point RT, but I fell asleep before I got that.
Good. You put yourself back to sleep. Good.
Yeah. My body was silently brooding long and taking energy instead of receiving energy from the pericardium because it's in a sluggish memory.
Okay, so what that means is I speak emotions, I speak about meridians, and meridians take after organs. So an experience in her life causes her to silently brood. Silent brooding is where you sit and you mumble in your head. Okay? You're bitching because you can't get your way, or somebody's taking your power, or you can't do something, or you can't buy something. You're just like, somebody hurt your pride. All right? Now, this is not, I asked her if something like that happened during the day. Did it anything tick you off to have a silent brood?
No, I actually had a wonderful day.
Okay. So now you're talking about a past experience, and unresolved came up. So that was in the lung. That's something that you're doing. What time was it when you tried to lay down or to take that sleep?
It was about almost 1 o'clock.
1 a.m. or 1 p.m.? 1 a.m. 1 a.m. I feel like a radio show. That is heart meridian. Or no, sorry. Really? Let's try this again. I just said it was this one, and now my eyes switched. What are you trying to tell me? Oh, so you're playing tricks on yourself, self-sabotage for one. So it's from 1 to 3 a.m. is liver. Okay, the liver meridian. And they said when I looked to why it kicked in, the lung had that issue. And it says that you're actually tired of doing something very monotonous. Same shit, different day, a lot of details. Do you feel like you're in a monotony?
Yep.
Okay. So pretty much you're in a monotony, and that's one reason you were brooding is you can't change your life. Is that true?
At this point. Yeah.
And so would you say that that's something that you were thinking?
I probably was.
Okay. So now the next one was you were silently brooding. It was caused by a memory. And did I give you an age?
No.
All right. And they said in this case, it was when you were 27.
27.
Yep. And when you're doing ages, you look back at the year, you look at where you lived, you're looking at the age, you're looking at who is in your life. If people say they can't remember, when you start to retell those particular spaces and times, you actually can bring it back.
$1998.
So let you think about that just for a second. Rachel, being affected by environments of other energies, does that mean that I'm an empath? In this case, for that reason, it wasn't that you're an empath. You have an unresolved story, an unresolved issue. Actually, you have two unresolved issues that create up one unresolved story. And so what you have is what's called triggers. So maybe the color blue ends up being your trigger. In your body is rehearsing and recalling what had happened. And then what also can happen is that you'll end up picking up others, which is what you did as a kid, is that you picked up those energies. Okay. So I feel so much healing, but just from your reading and still watching, amazing. Oh, thank you. Yes. And so you're going to get there. You're going to be able to really hone in on keeping your power. And it's not, I got power to hurt anybody. It's your personal life force. It's what makes your chi in your body hum and become healthy. Did you figure it out, Amy?
I think that's possibly when I quit my job.
Okay. Does quitting your job have anything to do with this arrested development? Yes. Why? Because prior to that, when you would go to bed and had to get up, did you have to get up with an alarm to go to work? Or did you have, all right, here we go. Did you have trouble sleeping when you tried to go to work?
Yep.
So you're just reenacting what you did back then.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And they said yes. And did you get in trouble sometimes?
Yeah.
Okay. The consequences, were they unhealthy for you?
Yeah.
Okay. So because you feel you don't want to let me down, it kind of made you think that you had to go to work again. Because this is play, but this is also work. Because I'll say, let's pull a meeting. Let's do this and that. Mm-hmm. Okay. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So you were asking, because she's taking my classes, we were talking about arrested developments. So you gave yourself a fine example of arrested development based on something in the past.
Mm-hmm.
And you said that it had to do with a clock and that what?
That I afraid that I will hear an alarm.
Now she has hearing problems, so she has to wear hearing aids. And she takes them out so she can have a good night's sleep. But I bet you keep them in because you're afraid that you can't hear? Or do you? Okay. So see the fear. See, she has all those past consequences that she hasn't healed out are coming up, and her body is actually asking her, can you address this? Because she's doing the homework, her spirit is saying, oh, can you address this? But it was grace and ease. That's good. That was a whisper. You didn't have to get a bitch slap. So now you understand that arrested development. So if I asked you to heal it, they said, good. Understand that it's the timing. Timing is involved. And I said, well, where would you want to heal it? And they said L2D, because it is an, oh my God. And it's the hook to the irrational thinking. So your 1-year-old would sit there and watch people be late for work and they just throw a tantrum and they get stressed. Who is that?
I wonder if it was my dad. He was a school bus driver. Okay,
because you're just like, because I see you witnessing this erratic behavior. That's what I see. So you're mirror conscious. You feel this. This is what's going on. Hopefully you guys weren't just watching. I hope you were listening, because you can really change and grow tremendously. Tremendously, you can. Well, thank you for showing up. Okay, so you're going to end up holding L2D, just so you know that it's irrational thinking, because it's not the adult you that's doing the irrational thinking. That's where the silent brooding started to develop as well. So you got a couple ages, 1-year-old and your 20, whatever I told you, 27-year-old, that are running the show. So you may want to go in and heal this, and think about those memories, or you can actually go back and talk to those little selves and says, hey, let's heal this. Mother them. Exactly. All right. Any other readings? Betty. Yay. My darling, do you ever sleep?
Getting the kids up for school.
Yeah, I know. I remember those days. Thank God I don't have to do those anymore. Cherish them when you can, but otherwise, So again, if we don't see you, there's always an email so that we do see you. And if we miss you, understand, if you emailed us, I will email you back and I will send you I'll take care of it. But you got to make sure that the email arrives during the time of the show. Because if it comes way after the show, then I don't have to keep that promise. It's only during the times of the show. Miss Betty. I feel like the card for the day. And they're saying, oh, you have got lots of love. Now, you're having an issue because there's a part of you that I feel you cocking one eye going, And I feel this awkwardness. And what age are you showing me? Well, when I was 25. So you were 25 years old. You're giving me this eye raise, and you're not quite sure because you have an awkwardness. Because does it have to do with trust? Yeah. You're not sure if you can trust it. You're going to be bumped. Oh, I don't do futures. You are going to be bumping into somebody that's kind of going to give you the thing that you've been looking at. Oh, that's right, because you take my class, Arrested Development. So somebody is going to be talking. Somebody is going to be saying stuff, and it's going to trigger you. And you're going to feel, will she feel a twang? No, you may not become aware of it. This is the things you don't know, you need to know. And your body will just start doing a certain reactions, but you'll hear it. And that's when you're going to notice it. So those are little clues about how, whatever you may have asked the universe to help you with. Okay, who else? Michelle. Hi, darling. How are you? So our friend, right? Bromley or whatever? Yeah. So I thought, okay. It's like all of a sudden I want to put my hands up going, It's like, what crystal can I pick up today? Or what can I buy today? There's like, you have all these choices and they look really good, by the way. It's very interesting energy. And as I'm asking, they said, you having problems making a decision? You're having problems making a decision. Something threw you off and all of a sudden you're indecisive. What do you mean by this? Others awkwardness. You just wish they'd get over their shit. There's something about looking and feeling just wish they would get. Are you actually saying that? Because it's actually quite loud, and I'm hoping it's you. And you can see that they're petrified. So you have been using your skills to notice, and you're actually beginning to see other people's habits. So you're building muscle, they said. You're not afraid to be you as much. Oh, so you must be growing, Michelle. That's awesome. Because they said there's a part of you that just wants to broadcast out people. Get over it. Or no, you don't want to say that. There's some type of broadcast you want to say. I can't see what it is, but it's towards those that don't quite get it. And it could be just, wake up already. I don't know the words. I just feel this that you just wish that you could. Well, that makes sense, though. All right, who else?
Kiki.
TP or TT?
Kiki.
Oh, Kiki. Oh, well, all right. Where's our Gigi? We haven't seen our Gigi in a while either.
I know.
Oh, you haven't heard from her either? Okay.
No.
We'll have to do some sending out some love her way. Kiki, I'm not sure where you're at, but hey, dear, you're somewhere.
Main page.
It's funny as hear me now. I don't know what's going, so I got to tune in. Hear me now. They got Jesus. Okay. Did anybody die that you know that used to bite your head off? Well, that's just an interesting thing to say. Really, they would take action. They would just take action. They were loud. I mean, this is a part of an identity they want you to notice, because they said that the overwhelm of this identity, actually, my body, I want to sneeze. I want to fart. I want to sneeze. It's creating a body reaction. So whoever gave you loud energy, your body wants to react. And they said that you have seen so many egotistical people that you're like, really? It's like part of you is like, okay, you need to swim past them. Swim past them. You need to watch the movie All About Steve with Sandra Bullock, and you need to find your tribe. You need to swim past these people and literally find your tribe. That's what they're saying. Because these loud people, you lose your voice, and we don't want you to do that. Okay. Who else?
It's Ronnie.
Ronnie. Ah, yes. How are we going to start our day? What's our day going to be like? Oh, my stars. Oh, my stars. Okay. Sometimes you just don't feel that you have, really, you want me to say it? Okay. It said sometimes you feel you don't have the mother's love. Now, this can come that you don't get your mother's love, or you just feel like you don't have the love to be a mother that day. There's something to do with that, because, oh my God, my whole body is flipping out now, Ronnie. Something about me having to be around other kids. So are you you're not in the right job. Are you seeing signs of that? Are you seeing signs maybe you need to see, can you work around older kids, or oh man, it's like, are they getting on your nerves? I forgot to set the timer, but are they getting on your nerves? There's something about an intolerance that's building. That's interesting, Ronnie.
Her little guy is really sick right now. He's got influenza.
Who wants to go and take care of other kids when we got our own to take care of? How can you give mother's love if you have to go and expend yourself somewhere else? Now that makes sense. Do you not want to go to work? I totally get that. Oh, are you beating yourself up? Because all of a sudden it's like, yeah, it's just, yeah, I feel, again, if you're supposed to have a better job or better alignment or better security from that, so be it. Thank you, Spirit. Hand it to her with grace and ease. And with your son, how bad is it?
We were talking quite a bit today, and the doctor said that he's doing really well for as long as he's had it without medicine.
All right. And what did they say? Well, will she hey, Ronnie, you just want to come on? Oh, she said I'm right. Oh, good. At least that made sense. Do you want some points and healing things to help your son so that his body can start to repair? Yes. And I think that'd be a great idea, Ronnie. And if you can, because not only would you get healing points, but you can also probably see the pattern of why his body's doing that, and you can use tools to help him overcome it. I'm willing to do this for free for you, Ronnie. I call my daughter Ronnie. Just let you know. Oh, pretty please, Ronnie. I want to play. The number's right there, Ronnie. Gosh, I'm going to pick this up, huh? No, I don't need to. Aw, Michelle said, thank you, beautiful queens. Yeah, I should have a crown, not a hat. He's doing great since Amy worked on him. Excellent. You don't need me. Good job. Good job.
His sacral and his throat chakra were
very good. Up. Very good. Good. Again, another reason to use the bobble ones. This is
yes, and shipping two to a friend in Australia.
Wow, excellent. So here is what's a bobble wand, okay? And Spirit told me a long time ago that I needed to begin to make these again because I have not seen them anywhere else. So I began to make a ton of them, and then I moved here. But I have learned a lot about them. I have used them. I teach about it. And the one thing is that you can use these on your chakras. You can use these on areas of the body to begin. Oh, somebody is in the YouTube land wanting to receive energy. Oh, yeah, I should get a crown just like my logo. I didn't think of that. Duh. See, it's an M and a W. That's what that is, but it's just a crown. So Medicine Woman Solution, and it's about lifting people up. So, help them fix their... To tell you what this is, Medicine Woman Solution, MWS, M and the W is the crown. And it was my one client, and, oh, yay, someone wants to play. Yay. And so what happened, I'll be right with you, sweetheart, is that she says, oh my God, she says, you go out of your way making sure you fix everybody's crown without anybody knowing that it was falling off. And I said, aw. And all of a sudden, Spirit came to me and told me that the name of my business is called Medicine Woman Solution, and that is now the logo. Okay, so now I got to shrink this down and get that off, and we get to listen to Miss. Look how beautiful you are this morning. Good morning. Now, tell me what's going on. Did the doctor say that it's a chronic thing? Is it acute? What's going on?
Nope, it's just influenza, and it was going around the school.
Ah.
And he got it. And yesterday, Amy said his sacrum was out, his second
chakra.
And she bobble wanded him, and within a half hour, he used the bathroom. And last night I was able to sleep because his fever is way down. Even if, I don't even know if he has one. I just set my alarm to give him Motrin so I could sleep because I have school today.
Okay, so let me just check him out. In this case, we're going to look at why he was vulnerable to the influenza. You know, and we're not going to, it's not about I didn't wash my hands, I didn't cover my mouth or cough. Right. And so we're looking, and it says that he got disapproved of. He knows what disapproval feels like.
Ooh.
Okay. Mm-hmm. And one of the things is that kind of left him vulnerable. And then so where does that sit? That sat in his second chakra. It's in the back, and that's part of guilt. So then this is one reason why his immune system and everything else starts to do what it's doing. The other part is he's petrified about doing something. So he said they say when he was 2, he was scared to do something, and he did it anyway, but he was scared. His body remembered something. You know, I didn't want to do it. And then they said at 3, same thing. So does he do things and then get over? He don't get over the fear. How does he do it? He faces it and he does it anyway.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, he does.
Excellent. That's what's fixing the 5th in the back. Okay. So
he's very what do you call it? Where you tell him not to do something, he does it anyway.
Little risk taker. That's cute. So he has a lot of pride.
Mm-hmm.
Does he get his feelings hurt?
Yes.
Okay. And then now we're going back down to both 2nd and the 5th chakra. Okay. Because his feelings hurt, that's what happens. But this is one reason why his body was just going nuts. He's learning about what to do with emotions, or the ego, the feeling of the up and the down. And it's hard to do when you look at other kids your age. They don't know what they're doing either. So when you're looking to your peers of how to do it, you kind of not sure how you're doing it. But then you don't want to look at an adult. You're like, I got this, you know?
Yeah.
Okay. That's what I feel is happening.
You want a little laugh, you know, Blue's Clues?
Yeah, I love Blue's Clues.
You can do anything you want to do.
Yes.
He pointed that out to me the other day. So if he has to write on himself, he can do it because Blue's Clues says so. How do you correct that?
Well, in this house, we'll give you washable markers. In this house, we'll find an alternative so you can write it yourself. But this is not a good one. This is poisonous, or this is washable. This is healthy. This is non-toxic. So yes, you can do this. Let's use the right tools.
Right.
Does he hear? When he hears like feedback, like in spirit, we give feedback, but he hears criticism.
Yes.
Okay, that hurts. He doesn't. Yeah. He is not sure how to process that one yet. What I would tell you is that he goes into a little bit of a panic when he knows that he's going to do something and he's waiting for the criticism to come back. Mm-hmm. And so his body's kind of trained that way. Now, how old is he?
4.
Okay. So what you can do is that you can say when he feels like, you know, or somebody's going to criticize, you know, because he's 4, you can sit him on your lap and you can just hold his head and, you know, and talk to him and say, do you remember when, you know, did that hurt your feelings? And you're holding this point, you can kind of like tap and he'll just think you're playing with him. You can help disrupt some of those reactions that he could start to develop, because it does show that it's very fresh. And so he doesn't really have to take it in, you know, and have it happen when he's an adult. So again, he doesn't understand these criticism because he's very sensitive feeling too. Yes. Yeah. That's why even if something is simple, that's not criticism, he'll hear it that way. Oh, that's okay. I would definitely play games.
When he spills milk, he'll be like, I'm so sorry, Mom. And I'm like, it's okay. Accidents happen. And I help him clean it up. I says, we just got to fix it.
Yes. Use a tool. Yes. And teach him how he could be a really good resolver. If you could say, oh, there's a mess. How do I fix it? What would Blue do? You know? Yeah. Yeah. My mommy skills come in. but you could really help him. And for instance, his energy is down. And when you feel like he can do that, you could actually help him. This is Wayne Cook, teach him like, okay, let's do this. Copy mama. Mama needs to be healed. Help mama, and you can literally help him to help you. And that would help bounce him out. It's like doing a Wayne Cook back and forth.
Okay.
Give him some tools and so he's like, so his body, even if he can't remember, his body like, oh, you know what? I like that because it made me feel good, And so he doesn't need to write it himself. He could just give himself a hug,
It works.
Yeah. All right. You have a great day, my dear. And
You
I'm
too.
so
Thank
glad
you.
that bobble wand helped. And good job, Aim.
I do. Thanks.
All right, bye.
Thank you, Amy.
You're welcome.
Okay. So, Amy, you're developing your intuition, hey?
I guess so.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well, I think what helped was that day when I said, just jump on and I'm just going to run the energy through you. Your body remembered and your intuition was kicked in, because there will be times, I swear to God, I know you're working and I'm like, oh, yeah, that's a correct one. And I don't need to be part of it, but, it does happen. Just saying. Okay. So, hello, Jennifer. Who else? Any more emails? Any more 1 minute reads? Remember, we got paid readings if you want. You can go more in depth.
Lanelle, Lanelle.
Where at?
Main page, I believe.
I see Lillian. Hi, Lillian. Is that an E? Is that the one you tried to spell? No, that's not. Or is it the same one we're looking at? Happy to be here. You guys.
Yeah. No.
Oh, okay.
No.
That's the other one. I can't barely see the screen.
I don't think that she's here. Lenny sent me an email. Hi, ladies. Both shoulders ache. Is it a thymus upgrade?
Okay. Not that I can see. It looks like a small intestine. They're showing me this here, but I want you to feel under here. And I want you to feel all around here. And I want you to push in. And I need you to check to see if anything is sore. Okay? This whole area on both those sides. Then I want you to check here. Okay? Or right at the here and here. And check both wrists. I'm curious. I want to see something. If it is sore, then that means that the small intestine energy is starving for something. And we can go from there, because it says that something to do when you were 14 and you were doing it now as an adult. There's something about reaching out, doing something. And this has to do with the, this is connected to your shoulder. This is connected to the rotator cuff. This is your, what is it? Your scapulary. I can't even remember that muscle has flipped out of my head. Until she gets back with that. Anybody else that's, oh, here, Jen, what'd she write? Jennifer says, I'd love to know if this time, if I
will ever hear from my daughter again, and if justice will actually happen on the 12th. It's been 6 long, horrible years.
Now, the daughter, can you give me a little bit more feedback about her? There's so many ways that I can do this. Now, because my head just went scrambled, which means I just picked you up. And a part of me needs to know, because your soul says, I need to talk. So real quick, Jennifer, just talk to me. Where is your daughter at? Where is your daughter at? Will there be justice? Oh, wrong deck. Will to be justice. Now, cards, you know. Spirit, you listening? Spirit, you listening? Okay, first of all, they said you have to listen to your intuition more because the ego is literally tearing you up. And I said, okay, we need to know. Now, different variables above people's head changes the future. And I'm asking about the 12. And I'm asking for more concrete. Will there be justice? They said that there is no need to worry. There's no need to worry. But they need you to listen more to your intuition, because sometimes the justice is seeing something happen that doesn't make sense, but to you, you know it's justice. She is alive, I believe, however, still in contact with him. Okay. The question also was, will you hear from her? I think that's why you got to pick up some of your intuition. There's something that's going to give you comfort, something that, because they say, don't just look for the proof of, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. Okay, good point. Spirit has told me, all right, ever since my son was a little boy, I'm like, okay, he doesn't like to connect. He don't want to do this. He's more left brain. Fine. I said, I need some information, Spirit. Is my son going to be okay? Is there anything I need to worry about? And all of a sudden, he'll say something, or I'll be shown. And I'm not talking about just, it's the school, something. And all of a sudden they're like, yeah, he's a real good put together kid. And it'd be like, oh, and that was all the evidence I need. And that's what they're saying. So will you hear from her again? And they said that the situation will definitely be improved. Now, they said that they really want to improve the situation. They said, why is your soul projecting this story out? And they said that there's a part of you that has to learn to let them live their life. Really? Okay, the only best way to say that is this. When you were that age, were you clinging with your mom, or were you wanting to live your life? I know that I wanted to live my life. I wanted to talk to my mother, but I wanted to live my life. I didn't want to be under those rules, but I wanted to live my life. And when I realized that my kids are going to do the same thing, I didn't really have to go into nesting, empty nest syndrome. I did it beforehand because a part of me already knew that they're going to get to the stage where they're going to go out and have a life. And so I decided I'm going to get one too. Okay, so your situation will improve if you were to begin to heal any type of pain that would stop you, anything, the situation that interferes with that. And I said, well, what would she heal so that she can start seeing a daughter again? And it was learning that you feel, or release that you feel hopeless, and look if there's any pride issues. If your pride was hurt at all, you need to heal that part. And then it changes the frequency so that it can draw love back in. Okay? Ruth said, hi, ladies. I had a reading with Brenda a while ago. My husband, update. He's still here with me. Thank goodness, still fighting. Wonder if I could have a 1-minute read for me. Okay, okay. I can't hit the see more. Can you see more that she wrote? Thank you. It might just be Ruth. Thank you, Ruth. Yeah.
It's 5:55. Why I am compelled to tell you that, I don't know.
Well, it's time for the change. 555 always is beautiful for me. Ruth, for you, my dear. They said that there's a part of you that's got to look at, this is always a different one. The card came up was forgiving and learning. As you release and heal the past, you experience more love in your present moment. What is it that you want her? Well, the frequency that happens to be going on inside, between what? Outside of you, the frequency. So what are you trying to tell her? Okay, towards herself, how she feels towards herself is that you feel worried about things. They said, literally begin to become aware of your thoughts because they're in lockdown mode. And I said, well, what is she getting out of being worried? She's not getting as much as she used to. She doesn't really need to worry as much. That's good. Tell me why. But it's hard to shake the old pattern of being awkward. Okay? What's going on here? They said that you can feel some invading energies, Ruth. Is this deliberate throne? No. Is this... Ooh. Ruth, did you just increase your ability? Because all of a sudden they said that the vibration, the frequency changed, and you're actually feeling more of other people's shit. I mean, it's good for, when you're an intuitive and you're a card reader and all this other stuff, but remember, it's not yours. And the reason they said it was invading because your ability and it has kicked in, and you now have to take and upgrade your level of expertise in that field and begin to know where you end and they begin. Hopefully that helps. But good job on your... Says Lenny's watching, but did she answer to that question?
Yeah, she's thinking it's an upgrade.
Okay, so
her shoulders are, and her shoulder blades are sore, but not her wrists.
Okay. And she tried all that there. Okay. So then what we do here. All right. So the body's energy needs to shift. They said that you know how to do this. You can sit there and begin to allow it to come through. So it's not what I'm hearing is, which one? When the chakras, you have 1 through 7, and then you have 8, 9, 10. And what you have to understand is that they will start to line up. And as the energies, the 8th, even though the energy is there, you're going to feel like it's moving into the 0 position, which is earth. And then you're going to have 9 as the root, 10 is going to be the 2nd chakra, and so on. But as the energies come through, they're saying that it is the lesson with the 9th and the 5th has come to the surface, and that's one reason it's sore. So the energy is building. So you are upgrading your consciousness, and when you work through that, then it'll come through and move forward. So one thing you can do to help your energy is that you can take and you can push on those, help release the build up of energy so that your body can start upgrading and start bringing the energy through so it can start to come down. Okay, so you literally can get in there. And I have a tool that I bought from Kmart, and literally I can get in there and, that can hurt when those get stuck. Who else? What else?
Lillian said that she paid.
Oh, gotcha. Wonderful. Does she want to do it like this, or does she want to come on?
Let's see. I would love a healing for my hip injury and energy. I got injured at work. I am working through the process of physical therapy and medications.
Ooh, okay. Ouch. Okay. All right. So I'm looking at the body, and we got to get that innate to repair itself. But before we can do that, we have to look at why it happened. They said, well, there was your body's way of saying that it's not really aligned with this job that you're at. And so your body is displaying that it doesn't want to be there. But you need to get back to what you're doing. Just respect what your body says. And the hips are about able to thrust and to move into the direction that you want to go. They said that you're meeting up with one of your arrested developments. So that's one reason your body has shown up that way. And now we need to, the emotional instability. Whose? Hers? It feels like you have to show up. Now, what I'm going to have you do is we have to look at the energies. Where do you want her to, do you want her to do source point or more than that? Stomach meridian. Okay, so they want you to work on your sing points to start repair, because the skeletal muscles on your sing points, that's what they're in charge of, is all the skeletal muscles. All of the muscles for the bones and for the okay, so hold on here. Not that one. You want, and your polarity is off big time. So Amy, I need you to look up TSING, T-Sing points. Okay, and you should find a picture. If you can't do it on that computer or on your phone, then we'll send them to you later, Lillian, as long as Amy helps remind me. But at the tips of your toes, okay, you see where all these little things next to your nail beds? Big toe has 2. Your middle toe has it in, towards the middle. And then you have 2 on your baby toe. And on the second toe, you have 1 nail bed on the outside. You need to do all of those toes. Okay. And what you do is you can take a pen point, minus the ink point, and you can begin to, and then you get in there. Now the nail bed looks like real close. It's like the size of a grain of rice. There's your nail, and there's right there a spot, right? So then you go just like this. And you need to get in there and tap good 30 times. That stimulation is important. Now, once you get done with your toes, you actually got to do your fingers too. Here is the finger one. Pinky has 2, and the pinky has 2, so 1 on each side. The ring finger has it towards the pinky. The middle one is... Okay, so if you can remember these 3, the outside of each one, and you can, that'll do. That's source and sing, but that's the points. Send that whole thing. Because rubbing those source points be helpful too, to help repair. But get in there and start to, if you can get to them. What was it? Somebody I knew, they couldn't reach it. So then they had a long stick, and they used a stick to point it at them. And so they could still do it. So, they were in a cast and they couldn't really bend. So that's how they did it. They said that your will to move forward. She goes, yes, I don't want to be in that job. She says, I'm taking time to study for my certification. That's why your body doesn't really know if it wants to heal fast. But if you want to, you can get it to heal fast and get prepared. Yeah. Yes, we're going to send you the link, Lillian. We will do that. Now, again, your body says it wants to, but it has serving its purpose. It did the job for you. If you couldn't do it, it's like when people say they can't get out of a conversation, and so their body will actually literally become diarrhea and make the people force them to leave because you couldn't leave. So your body says, oh, well, I'll teach you. Let's go. It can be quite funny. Lillian, what's interesting is your pericardium, your circulation sex meridian is not getting the energy from the gallbladder like it should, because the energy moves. It's not getting it. And I'm saying, is the gallbladder sending it? Yes, but it doesn't want to receive. Now I've got to find out. What do you mean? What's the pericardium? It doesn't want to receive because of sluggish memory. And that is based on when you were born. They said when you were born, It hurt to come out. So I'm looking at, I don't know if you had a pinched nerve or what, but there was a strange energy that's in the hip when you got born. You should be coming out. You didn't come out breech, did you? Because you came out weird looking at my head. Seriously, it came out the wrong way. Energetically, it's different. Your body is doing a reaction. I don't want to be there. I don't want to be there. And it just keeps repeating it over and over. So before you go, I'm going to ask Spirit. She said certification. And I'm going to ask about this, something about the new job real quick. So I know you want her out. You've told us for months now. So what about this new job? What can you tell us about this new job? So you want her to let go of the new job? Okay. In order to get the new job, you actually have to let go of the old job, meaning you have to create a closure. When the time is right, like when my husband finally retired and said he was done, Spirit said before he went out that day, I said, honey, when you get there, you thank the land and the building. You don't have to say it to the people's faces. You just say, thank you, Spirit, for this job. And then when you're handing stuff back, which is what he did, I says, I want you to take your power, meaning seeing yourself at that job, watching yourself count that money, watching you do it. I want you to literally see pictures and then imagine that you gathered your power back. If there are particular people that you feel very fond of and you don't want to leave them, you take your power back and then you just send them love. Okay. You can do the cord switching with this job. And then when you go, you make sure you take everything with you. You're closing that door behind you. If anybody's mad, again, cord switching, because you don't need to take any of that into the new job. Your body, you don't know much about your birth. Your body wants to come along, but the energy of where you invested needs to come with you. Okay. So you literally need to let that other job go so that you can have that new job. So when I'm talking about this new job, they said, you're going to have a space of recovery, which means the transformation. There it is. It's a transformation state. It's important to understand anytime you're leaving one for the other, there is a transformation. And sometimes you need to take a deep breath, readjust. Don't take that same mental attitude into your new job. Because my husband and I are working together, he's in the middle of the transition. So he said goodbye. He gathers his energy. He's come back. And now it's like, okay, I'm going to do a few things just feel like I haven't been in my home really in a long time because he's always working. So he's learning to recover and learning to take self-care. And then like the other day he woke up and he goes, he just felt like he needed to start doing the books, and he's learning his roles and he's setting things up. So you can do this. You just have to let go, a little recovery, and then you'll be good to go. You do have a pinched nerve on your left leg because of the injury. There is association to do with something. When my son, they showed me a picture of my son when he was born. He came out correctly, but I pushed him out, and he didn't sleep for 6 months. He cried all the time. Every time that he had gas movement, anytime he had to have a bowel movement, anything. So he cried all the time. So I never slept for 6 months. I kept going to the doctor. They kept telling me, oh, it's your breast milk. You're eating wrong. I can't tell you how strong of a strict diet I went on. I tried everything I could. And finally, I found a woman that did Reiki. I learned about hands-on healing. And I says, well, can you help me with my son? And she says, well, sure. So I take him there. And she's looking at him, talking to him. And, of course, he's trying really hard not to cry because he's looking at her. But he's like, at this point, for 6 months, he's been trying to endure the pain. I think he's a little worn out. And so she says, oh, he's got a pinched nerve. She put her hands in there. 20 minutes later, she goes, watch, here it comes. And all of a sudden his leg just went, woof. It released. He says, and she saw that when he was born, it got jammed and it was holding that energy. It's like when I fell, and this is what's going on with the hip. When I fell, the energy went straight through my fingers and broke these two. the energy did not go through this finger. It's got stuck. So I can't even really, I had a hard time learning how to use this one. Even though this one didn't get broken, these healed faster than my middle one. So I had to learn to begin to remove the energy out of there. So the energy did not have to have a memory, the memory muscle, all of that. And that's what I think they're showing me too. Because once you move the energy through, then your body starts to learn to recover. Your body says, why'd you tell her that? Again, it wants to heal, just wants to make sure you have time. That's funny. Okay, anybody else?
Phantom Punk 007 in YouTube land.
Ooh, Phantom. Inspire passion. Oh, so are you a muse? I feel like in a way that you're a muse, you know. You inspire passion. There's an muse. They says that's, who have you been around? There's a muddled feeling inside of you that you just, I don't feel comfortable. And you're not able to get into that space like you want. And there's a part of you that is known for infamy. Okay, so that means that you're known for being bad or something. And there's a part of you that says, you know what, I'm ready to change. So, oh, you're in the middle of a switch. Oh, I didn't set the timer. You're in the middle of the switch. That's what I see. So you have an image. And you're like, oh, you know one of the things that could happen with you? They're saying, you know how to reinvent yourself. Go from one extreme to the other. Woo! That would be awesome. To go, so like, for instance, let's say you had short hair. Go put extensions in. Woo! And your makeup is heavy, make it really light. Or just completely do something really completely different. Because I think in a way you kind of like that feeling that you get. I don't know if you like to shock people. But anyways, they said, be bold, be you, be what you knew, because there's a part of you that needs to change. Be that awesomeness again, if that makes sense. Get to be that awesomeness. And I clicked it the other way. It's supposed to count down, it counted up. Don't ask me how that happened. And she got more than a minute. That's funny. Okay, so what's up?
Little Naga.
Okay, yes, little Naga. Why do I smell food? I don't know if you're around food. First, it smelled popcorn. Usually the sign for popcorn is there's something you're supposed to remember. But then all of a sudden I got lasagna. And I felt like, am I in a pizzeria or am I in an Italian? I mean, lots of food. Because now I want some ground beef. Okay, enough about food. What's the point of food? What's the point of food? You're going to count up? How did you learn to count up? Oh. Yeah, do something a little different. What's going on with that food? They said your spirit guides have said you have not been talking to them. You haven't really been asking. You can talk to them, but or talk at them, but you haven't asked. You haven't asked the spirit world for help. And I'm like, well, okay, what's that important about? And because the inspired, well, just like I had for Phantom there, inspired passion. So they're saying that you've kind of drifted in the ego, dropping out, getting into emotion that's less than love. And that pulls you out of that inspiration or that helping you to be spiritual or to be happy or to get those knowledge, to get that ideas. Now the wind blows funny outside, which means that they're telling me that it's something happened at Halloween. Really? And you did something towards yourself. You lost your ability to have self-efficacy, which is the ability to produce results. Well, I would tell you to, whatever it is, that's your business, is to get your power back. One of the things that they're telling me is that you had something that occurred, and it's a free healing tool, or you can do private reads, but the free healing tool is on medicinewomansolution.weebly.com, and you can, it's called Picking Yourself Up Off the Floor. I just feel like somebody blasted me or something, and I feel like all my colors fell on the floor. Because I can feel this like state of my body of feeling a little nervous. But they're saying, look down and pick up all the colors, including black, because black, this is all you. Black is when you had all of the colors mushed together. And, you know, so the healing tool is quite simple to do, and you can bring it back into your body. Betty says, the timer is saying, what can I do today? Yeah, just like Strangers in Fiction, his watch. Are you gonna be a little wonky watch? No, we're good. The timer, yeah, it's trying to. Okay, anybody else?
Linda Burks.
Linda, where is she at?
She popped in. She's my cousin.
All right.
I'm not sure if she's still here or not.
Okay. I'll do this for you. There's something that's been depleting her. I feel like she's got a lot of people hanging off her. You know, I don't want to say this, but hanging off her tit. Just, you know, sucking her dry. Just feels like she's getting drained. Well, first of all, if they're old enough, you need to cut them off. You need to say, you know, here's a pacifier. It's something to do with letting some of these people grow. Does this make sense?
Oh, yeah, it does.
Okay,
it does.
It's time to let these people grow and figure out how to get their own milk. Because not only are these sore and they're depleted, but they're hanging so low as if she's tried to walk this way for a mile, and they're still hanging on saying, no, I want to go this way. Oh, good. I'm glad you understand this, because it really is a bad image in my head. And the problem is that they don't have electricity, so they don't snap back. Oh, I'm so sorry. That's the weirdest reading I've ever heard. Well, no, I've had worse, but I'm so sorry. Don't even laugh at that. Be nice, guys. Oh, Little says, yes, I am understanding. Yes. I've been so confused, not really been sure how or what I was trying to manifest, but thank you. Oh, good. Makes sense. All right. Yeah, sometimes they come up with the weirdest things. And, you know, if you can hear spirit, then it's like, oh, yeah, I get that. So, yeah. All right. So how are we doing? Everything's good. Anybody else?
Not that I can see.
All right. Well, I'll double check to see if there's anybody else that's paid. And once you get to know that I'm in this time slot, there's a lot of things we can do, a lot of healing we can do, a lot of things that can really transform you into becoming a healthier, happier spiritual human. So you don't have to have life kick you in the ass. You can actually learn how to control it. Well, not even control it. You just get your power. What would you say? Instead of you get your power back. Okay. And you knew, did you know at the time that you lost your power?
No, I had no clue.
Well, let's talk about that just for a minute. What drew you to me?
I woke up it was probably 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning about a year ago.
I was doing a 9 o'clock show.
9 o'clock show. And that was, I mean, you were pretty new at the time.
Oh, yeah.
On Facebook. And Lenny was on with you, and I was scrolling through Facebook, and I'm like, oh, okay, let's see what she's got to say. And so I watched and I listened, and I'm like, okay, so she's going to be on again at whatever day and time it was. I think it was like the next day or something. I don't know.
Yeah, I did one in the morning and one at night. Yep.
And I had to keep coming back.
Okay, so then when you're first reading, what happened?
I was like, good God, I swear you grew up in my house.
Okay, so what happened when you first used a tool?
I was like, what? Well, wait, where'd that go?
Because that your identity and how you knew everything for so long, and it owns you. And then now you look at it. When you looked at your life back then, did you know that unresolved issues and the hell and repeating and was happening?
No, I had no idea.
So did I destroy your world, or did I actually help you improve it?
You helped me improve it immensely.
Okay, so sometimes we have to take and go to a point of destruction, which means you were trying to get rid of it anyway or resolve it and you couldn't do it. But when you started to notice how to measure from 0 to 10, 10 being holy, did that surprise you that you had that much invested in your stuff?
Oh, I mean, it's like night and day.
And then when you healed it out, it was like, oh, where'd it go? But yeah, we don't want it back. And Betty says, I didn't know I had my own power, let alone that I had been given it away. Ooh, that's true. We do not know that. I had to learn that one too. I remember. So thankful that now I have tools to gather it all back. Yes, it feels like the birds from Finding. Oh yeah, mine, 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 mine. Yes, I love those birds. Mine, mine, mine. Play that with my husband. I look at what he's got. I go, mine, mine, mine. It's putting the joy back in your space, because sometimes you just don't have it, and you need that joy. You need that part of yourself. And when you don't realize you don't have it, you just become so complacent with it, and life's just happening around you. It's like somebody else took over and started to write your life, and you're like, I don't need my life to be a drama, excuse me, or I don't need this. And when you have stuff that's unresolved, then it becomes your fate. It's set in your GPS and says, this is how you have to live your life. And I'm telling you, no, you can get your power back by looking back. People say, you can't go back in time and change anything. I says, yes, you can. It's stored in the body as a memory. She's not in her head. What do I mean by that?
Well, I've had worthless stuck in my body since the day I was born. Actually, since the day I was conceived.
Worthless. So that's what you said. Yes. And so you knew your story, but you didn't know about the emotions that were connected to your story and how they controlled all of your life, all of your experiences, and how you would think about people, how it drew people into you to have this nasty experiences. Oh, I can totally get that. And so when you started to resolve, you're like, oh, I got a lot of worth. Were you surprised when you found out that you didn't?
Yeah.
And the thing is that she's so worthy, but that's not what she was convinced. And that self-talk can kick you in the ass and clear to next Tuesday. I mean, and you got to catch up to your own panic, because it's already decided that your future is going to be the same shit as it was the day before.
Mm-hmm.
You're learning how to heal in an instant. That's good.
There's another question in YouTube land.
Okay, me again, if I can. My dog, Butchie, really sick, believes he has really bad infection, but no money or way to take him to the vet. Okay. All right. Ooh, that's it. First of all, my head starts to feel swimmy. So that means that the clear thinking is not there. I feel like there could be inflammation and stuff like this. That's why I want to all of a sudden pinch my nose. And it's taken and interfere with his smeller. Dogs are great smellers. Something is really affecting him. He's fighting. Yes, he is fighting. I'm going to ask first if it's bacterial, viral, a fungus, worms, parasites. What did he pick up? Where are you going? All right. There's a lot of intolerance in your space, whether it's coming from you, coming from somebody, but somebody can't tolerate something anymore. Dogs and animals, cats, are very wonderful for helping you transform your emotions, your the stuff that, and people think emotions are just emotions. No, emotions can be like heavy residue that can turn into bad bacteria and stuff. But the animals take stuff out. Oh, he was in a fight with the other dog. Okay, let me look. Yes, it has a lot to do with it. Now, what can we do? What can we do? See, this is where I would tell you to get a bobble wand. Medicine Woman Solution. We sell them. Amy, I asked to make them. If you lived in some other place besides Australia. So where are you from first? Tell us that. Now, the bobble wand, Amy, you know, we'll aim it at the dog right now and see what we can do. But let me tell you, you can get one that's personalized just for your frequency, or we can get one that's just personalized for your dog so that it's like having this energy of relationship. And, when he got, when that dog, did he get attacked? Did he hurt? Large baseball lump. Okay. Yeah, I think that's where we're going. What's happening here? Oh, it's going around. It's creating inflammation. Okay, so I'm following the inflammation. How's his eyes? Because I look like one's all of a sudden this red, and I'm going down the throat. I can feel the energy going, and I'm working on a mirror, so I'll just let you know. Wow, how bad was this fight? Good God, that energy buildup is. Oh, there's some sadness. How's his little paw? What's going on with that? Oh, I'm looking between his toes. You know, it's like, for instance, if you had a thorn, you could pull it out. There's something strange about his foot, like he had a sore there. A lot's going on in the throat area. It's like his barker. You know, he can't bark back loud enough. It's like his barker or something, you know, his voice. My manhood. I'm assuming it's a male. He was good a few days ago, later swelled up, was acting fine, but not his ear bit off. Oh, that's why I was on that side. That's seeing that energy. Oh, wow. When you get certain energies like alpha energies together, it has to knock the value out of the other one, whether it is animals or people. And so you have to, slap down their pride. You have to get them to change. And when you do that, and this is what happened to the dog. But there's like no more tolerance. Now what are we doing? We're doing something here. Right here. Is he teeth okay? And that can suck. Now, energetically, you work on your dog. You don't need a bobble wand. You can use your hand. If you know about chakras, the best way you could do it, even if you don't know about chakras, you can look at the body and you can just kind of feel. Let me just give you an example. Nope, can't see that. No, that's not tall enough. Okay, we're going to imagine there's a body here. Okay? I want you to take and pretend like you're picking up a kid. And you're going to taunt your hands. Nice and tight. And then you're going to turn them. And now here's the body. So you're going to take and you're going to start to feel for energy. And sometimes, see, now I was just on the dog. My hand dropped down and the other one stayed up. And you're going to just kind of rotate and pull like taffy. And you'll feel, and you get better at this, you're going to start feeling when it becomes thick So here we go. Because now it's balancing with this one. And you literally can begin to take and help move the energy in the aura field. You can affect the chakras. You can affect the vortexes. I'm going to rotate the dog. Ticklish, found his ticklish spot. That paw. Look at that paw. There's a lot of wounded pride. So his body, it's like he has to transform his thinking as the dog. He may be a little shy of something. So when you have your dog, you, believe it or not, dog have, blood flow. Dogs can get stressed. Put your hand on the dogs, let him stroke this energy and just kind of get the energy. Try to get blood to come back up, not because he has blood issues in his head. When an animal or a person's stressed, 80% of the blood leaves the forebrain. Well, in the animals, it's similar. So what you're doing is you're helping the body to become less stressed. And you can hold his little forehead, and then you can just kind of pet his spine. And petting the spine causes little nerve endings. And when you're doing it softly, it actually causes the body. And that's what I like about myself, is when I can play with my hair, or my husband can pet my back. And what happens is that the tingling sensation can help cause the body to get out of stress so it can relax. Okay? That's what you can help your dog do. If his paws weren't so sore, there's something about the one paw. You can look up acupuncture for acupressure for animals, and I would start to rub certain points, around his feet. I think feet and ankles would be beneficial, front and back paws, that can actually begin to stimulate and send energy to the body. Okay. All right. What else do we got?
Evan Sky Ocean.
Evan. Okay.
YouTube.
Oh, okay. Evan Sky Ocean. Okay. You want a card instead? Okay, that's fine. That's fine. I love smiles. Hey. I see a smile there. When we go here, it says, free yourself. Free yourself about what? And what do you engage in a lot? What do you do? What do you engage? What do you commit to? And because they're saying that sometimes you make too many commitments, and that you need to free yourself on some commitments and reevaluate. Are you doing it for you, or are you doing it just for them? Are you doing it because you're kind? They're saying there's something about you have to free yourself from certain commitments that you do to yourself. And then you notice how you attract in certain energy fields. And if it's telling you the story, oh, thank you. Betty goes, timer. She's alerted me. Yeah, I forgot. But the traction, notice what you're attracting in. If it's the same similar situations, whether it's good or bad, and in this case, yeah, I have to spread myself too thin. You're doing it for kindness, maybe. But they're saying that you have to really learn to receive as well, because they want you to be more optimistic about love, and that it's time to start the flirting. It's time to start to find that you can flirt with yourself. Give yourself compliments. You can flirt with, like I flirt with my husband all the time. It's just those cute little things. What'd you call it, Amy? Me and him we're always flirting. We're always doing cute little things, the jokes, the comments, I can't remember what it was, just, because you're the one that caught me off and says, hey, you flirt with your husband all the time.
Yeah, you flirt with them.
Yeah, and first of all, always remember you deserve love, regardless, first and foremost. And so it's learning how to receive. Okay. Okay, that sounds good. Anybody else? We're good.
2 emails.
2 emails. Awesome.
Marion, I would love her to have a 1-minute reading.
Ah, Marion. Marianne or Miriam?
Marianne.
Marianne. Oh, is that my Marianne?
No, not Marianne.
Oh.
Marianne.
Indecisive energy. Hurt? Mixed in with other people. Do you see other people being indecisive? Because they also said that you have indecisive energy. And I'm like, what do you mean? And they said that there's like discouragement is the word. So you go into, you know, I can do this. And then all of a sudden discouragement will sneak its little head in and you're, huh? And so without realizing it, you think you made a decision, but then you just all of a sudden switched over and says, well, maybe I shouldn't. And I'm looking at it and I said, are you easily influenced by that? You're influenced by other people's energies. So it's like you adapt yourself to the room. And then all of a sudden, if somebody's unsure of your decision, there's a part of you that may start second guessing. Or it's the second one.
Okay, Hannah, she's having a hard time healing contempt.
Okay, now, see, I don't know what tool she's using because Hope Therapy can help kick that out of the park. Tapping, okay, remember, if you know what emotion, and you know how to define it very well, you need to measure it. Your brain needs to work together, left side, right side. So when you measure it in number and you're like, but I can't do that. Fine. Measure it in color. Your goal is to get it 0 and to get it clear or white. But when you're healing it, don't sit there and think positive thought because your body's going to think that it needs to keep the contempt. So in Hope Therapy, you would hold a point and then your body would, innate healing starts to release the, contempt. If you have to do EFT, then you need to start and make sure you do several rounds. But for you, also do the full gamut, which means when you're staring at the contempt, stare it down as you're tapping. Even though I have contempt, I deeply and completely love and accept myself. And if you don't know what tapping is, then you understand EFT.
Cousin.
My what? Oh, my cousin. Oh, I'm silly. Yes, I'll give you the healing tool. L1S. Oh, you got contempt there. Interesting. Check this out. Wait, are you told to give that up? No, you're not told to give me expectation. Use the word. So you have a habit of expectation. So Betty, you need to start teaching her about expectancy. Okay? Because expect something to show up, but don't expect it that it has to show up this way. Because you can end up having contempt when you don't need to, because contempt is your go-to. The other part is that it's in your small intestine, which means giving up. What? Yep. Do you have to give up shit? That's their language. Do you have to give up stuff? Yeah, stuff. Oh, good. Oh, well, she's got a great teacher, Betty. If she's used to giving up stuff in the past, if she's used to giving up, stuff, and she's expected of giving up that stuff, then we have to help her change her mind. In this case, she needs to hold L1S because there's a part of her that every time she tries to do something, it's unreceived. And sometimes it's received with contempt. Okay. And the other part would be, it's a habit that she has learned with how other people act in her household or at school. And she can be different. You can be happy again. You really, really can. So changing your idea of what expectancy is. Expecting this. I expect Amy to smile. Makes me mad. Oh, well, see, now I'm okay. But no, you weren't supposed to smile. we can't control that. But if I expect something, and sometimes that out of the blue, I expect Amy, that she'd be there if she wants to be. Expectancy. I'm hoping that I get to see Amy today. There's an expectancy. And let's say I don't see her until the evening. She still showed up, There's an expectancy that something good could happen. And maybe I don't hear from her 2 days or whatever. And all of a sudden she comes writing back, you don't know. And I can't control the time. Whereas other people have tried to do that you can see that it just doesn't work, Hannah. You just know it don't work. You can watch Betty. You can see things change because it is working. Trust me. I can do it. I know other people can do it. And if I can't do it and don't understand it and Spirit says change out of it, I'll do that too. So yes, I'm sorry. See, I didn't know. I'm going to learn that name. Because I got family. Some family that get me and understand me. That's always a good thing.
That is a good thing.
Yeah.
Hey, Chris, you want a reading? My ex-sister-in-law just popped on. I don't know if she's there.
And Crystal Allen's over there. Hello.
And there is I lost my feed, but there was a Terry, T-E-R-E, that wanted a reading. But my phone glitched. So
T-E-R-E. Yes, I see it. I think. Like a manuka or whatever. Manoka. Yes. May I please have guidance and advice on the situation? On a situation, can you give me more detail? And if you can't, that's fine. I'll do my best to tune into that detail and give you something. Aw, seriously, I don't need a reading tonight. Really? Guess what? Let's give her a good card. Just give her a card. Give her a card. Woo, serenity, baby. Serenity. We like that. The most important relationship you can have is with yourself. This is a time to honor, nurture, and love yourself more by seeking out and removing any negative feelings and emotions that are left over from yesterday. Don't let past issues and resentments interfere with your serenity today. When you go to bed at night, hold on. When you go to bed at night, call all your energy back from any situation. And then you just I'm going to clean it off. Everybody, clean off everybody's crap, but I'm taking my power back. Okay, what did you pick?
This is spiritual health. I notice the beauty of nature every day, and it feeds my soul in delightful and delicious ways. Excellent.
That was a boost for you. Good job. Is that Terry? T-E-R-E? Are you there, hon? Okay. So there was no email or anything. You just happened to, okay. So see, that's why I don't like to give readings, because people disappear on me. I am good, Crystal. How are you? Well, Crystal, let's see what you got. You still feeling attacked? It just went right there. And disapproved? Oh, come on, babe. You're a good woman. You just don't feel like you have enough energy to do something. And so you've been disconnecting. Sometimes you need a little you time, Crystal. You just need a little you time. Oh, someone says I feel off. Yeah, well, you know what? Let's do it. Yes, Ames, let's pick a card. Let's put out some love. This is for Madison. Oops. Well,
I through my day with quiet expectation that something wondrous will occur.
And what wondrous will occur? Maybe some windfall. Ooh. You know, whether it's money or love or joy. Hey, I open up to receive. That's what you're going to do. Let's pull one for Crystal too. Okay, Crystal. Let's cheer you up, girlfriend. Have courage. You know what that means? It means to get in the ring. It means to be vulnerable, but don't let your guard down. I know you can't quite see it. The lights in here suck big time. I wonder if changing this. Oh, that changes everything, but doesn't change the card. It's a beautiful butterfly. Anyway, what else do we got?
I trust in the perfection of divine timing and allow my life to unfold as it should.
There you go, honey. Just don't listen to anybody else. Let it unfold like it should. Let it unfold like it should. Mm-hmm. Oh, we got to pick one for Hannah. Just pick one for Hannah. Butterflies. Ooh, Hannah, here you go. Oh, you're supposed to sober up, some type of sobriety. Okay, if you're feeling sad, get over it. If there's, oh, wow, there's a little bit more to it. What is it? I can feel it. What is it, Aim?
I give myself the gift of deep and restful sleep every night.
There you go. You don't need to have to always be there for people. Believe me. Oh, it's a kitty. And they said that, you know what? It's time for you to take that next step. Whatever it is, be bold and just take the next step. Why? Because you can. And you should.
And I feel presence in my life.
A presence. Thank you, Spirit. Well, normally we only answer one question. And we've done two for a little Nagi. All right, one more. That's it. Because that's I've been here for 2 hours. So what do you got? Oh, we got to do Betty. Sorry, we have to do Betty.
Okay. Nope, not that one.
Ooh, parental care. So the parental care card in this case is, I feel like you have to go and do some little inner girl work. Ooh, what age wants attention? What age wants attention? Your 9-year-old. What's Hannah going through that you can see that might be something that you went through? That's an interesting twist. Yeah, something about action. Excuse me, because it's messing up. Who am I doing here? Somebody's stomach's all messed up. Ooh, guidance.
Ask for guidance. The divine will meet your every need.
All right, you be the mama. You go inside. Let some guidance help you, and you will be able to solve that little issue. Well, that'll be interesting. Does my person really have split personality or just another confused or just really confused? So you just have to focus on that person. So I'm not going to get too invested, but I will ask Spirit to all right, so no more emails. We're good. Oh, somebody, Amber there. Yeah, I got an Amber.
Oh, yes. PJ Allen.
Oh, okay.
Any negativity around me?
All right, let me finish Little Naga. They said, first of all, there's a lot of insecurity, so there is something that you have to resolve, because when you go in, when the person goes into this stage, they can't help but to live two particular parts of themselves. And if I ask if there's a split personality, I feel like there's a choice of wanting to be living two different ways, and not your typical. Is this a typical? No, it's not a typical one. It's just how you coped, handled, and dared, whoever this person is. And you said, who is it? Who am I reading now?
PJ Allen.
BJ or PJ?
TJ.
Oh, TJ.
No, C.
C. The letter C. CJ. Little CJ. CJ. All right, what's the question?
Any negativity around me?
There's always negativity. Are you asking goobers as in crappy spirits? All right, you've been exposed to a lot of negative vibes in your house. For instance, if you have had a fight or somebody else had a fight, that energy is very thick fog. It's hanging down in the corners, which then changes the frequency, which can draw in yucky energy you don't want. Then there is this feeling that's happening that this is a habit. This is something you've seen growing up. So it's hard to not see something else. And when I say, well, what do you mean? Well, at 2 years old, there was a party that got very scared and frightened. And so therefore you're looking through that filter that my safety is a great concern. Get some sage. If you had a bobble wand, I would tell you to go to those corners. I'd say get a fused bobble wand where it's incense fused, and you have Q-tips that you replace it with so that you can put oils on it. And I would use cinnamon oil. But you need to go to the corners of your house and start letting the bobble wand clear out the corners, because you need to get that stuff out. And if you don't, I mean, they're not that expensive. Just talk to Amy about it. You can take and get some water. You call in the Holy Spirit, and you're like, well, I don't know how to do that. Fine. Just say, thank you, Spirit, and just start to bless things. In the name of the Father, Son, and the Holy Spirit, name of the daughter, you don't need to know that one. Just do the normal one and bless it. Send love into it. Water takes in information. So you send love into that water. And then you just start sprinkling love in the corners. The corners is where you've got to collect, because I look like little dust bunny, dark, or they're ixy, they're ugly looking energies, and that just needs to go. Can they control you? No. Can they influence? Well, it's just sitting there. Of course, that's the vibe. Clear the vibe out. You put love in the corner and it starts to dissipate it. Okay? If you had cinnamon on a stick, the cinnamon would actually help. And the intention that I'm trying to use it without it, you can use to clean out those corners. That's what I would do. Who else?
There's an Amber Sawyer's.
Yes, that's what I remember. Amber. Oh, see, now there's that tier. We had asked, she's okay, they came back. Well, we'll get to you in a minute. Amber, where are you? I saw that name. Did she ask anything specific? Oh, over here. Duh. Amber, you still here? Miss Amber. Well, if you're still here, we'll give you the reading. I'm going to go over because TERE has arrived. So learning to appreciate yourself. Learning to appreciate yourself. And other people seem to get their ego in a bunch. So you might be learning how to do self-care. And some people are like, they don't get it. Don't take that on. You need to continue doing your self-care. And if they want to argue, say, you get on an airplane, the first thing they teach you is that when the oxygen mask comes down, you need to put it on you first before you start saving anybody else. That's why you need to do self-care. Okay? Don't let anybody tell you that you have to burn yourself out at both ends and just so that it shows that you love them. If that's the case, then get out of that controlling space. You have to learn to take your power back and just say, no, I need to do some self-care. I am worth it. Okay? And then let's see. Oh, well, that's actually good, because they say that it's a habit. Begin to notice a habit, and you need to stop that habit of, honoring them as much as make sure they're honoring you back. Amber. Was your heart broken? Because all of a sudden your heart was broken. Which one are you talking about? When you were 16, something about your heart was broken. And from that moment, as you tried to recover, you could not feel that your love is received. So you have love, but it's unreceived. You go to give love and it's unreceived. And they said that this is a pattern. It goes back and forth. And it's time to notice that when you're trying to give love, it is to those that are in erratic behavior, which then makes you, I don't know how to respond. So you go back to an auto response. And then all of a sudden the energy goes into I'm worthless. Now you don't really think that. I look up worthless to the point where you have a definition, something that's that you do it towards yourself. And that's used to get out of that eradicated spot for a moment. You're like, and then you go into that feeling and then you leave. Who else? Hello, kitten.
Yeah, Kitten decided she wanted to come join us tonight or today.
Yeah. Usually it's Lil. Okay. So anybody else in those rooms? Because I'm about ready to head out. I'm going through a guardianship situation regarding my granddaughter. See, that's what I wanted to ask. I knew there was a situation, and didn't I just give a reading? I can't even remember what I said or what they said. Oh well. And the thing is I'm going through the guardian situation regarding my. Give her a card, and I want to see how that feels for that one. Aim.
Kitten, you can't have my water bottle. Relationships. Allow others to have their thoughts and feelings.
Okay, so as you're doing this guardianship, that's probably going to be a big importance to you to really make this work and learning the transformation that will work. Okay, I think we're good. We're grateful for everybody here. We're going to be coming back at 9 Tuesday, or well, I don't know where y'all from. I'm in South Australia. I can tell you my time, but use a time converter, whatever, or look at your clock and go, hey, she'll be here same day. Okay. But depending where you're from, 2.5 hours. I have worked today, right now. So go back 2.5 hours. Then you'll know.
4:30 a.m. Central Time.
Yeah, that's what time. If you're in Central Time, it's 4:30. Eastern Time is 5:30. And I get all the mamas that are getting up. And Crystal says, is there any way you can check my house? You still got that shit going on. There's still action. Something a habit. Your habit? What the heck's that? So as I'm checking the house, it's interesting because we have to get these pictures of these things out of how you know them out of your system. That's what I'm seeing. The more that you take and you break these energy cords to how you know they showed up, how they used to show up, then you can help release that energy even more. Because well, see, I'm looking at the house now. I really am. It's funny. So as I'm looking directly at the house in the particular rooms, all of this, even the ground, things have changed for the better. But it's those memories that keep coming back because they're unresolved pain. Okay? So if you had a scare, that still hasn't been resolved out. So there's always a party that's like, oh, see, it's back. So, and they're saying that it's you that's on high guard. You know, you're high alert. I would go and use a healing tool called Ascension, not that one. That's not up there yet. Sensory accessing tool on medicinewomansolution.weebly.com. Get the sensory accessing, and that what it does is it starts to pull out the thoughts and pull out the sound. You pull them out of your ears. Do the ear one as well. Get them out of your body because you don't need to attract anything in. You don't need to have this recalled memories, and then the energies in your house. If there's anything, you won't have to track nothing in. First name, last name. It says, just anything about my parents, family, and myself related to forgiveness. I have let the past completely go, stepping more into my new identity. Okay. Well, let's just see. Is there anything about forgiveness that you still have to do to yourself? You have to give yourself permission that it's okay that you didn't know what you didn't know. You feel like you've grown indifferent and you're thinking, but I have. Well, your little self says, your 4-year-old self, if you were to do some inner child work, I'd say go to your 4-year-old self and say, do you feel bad? Or do you feel like you can't do something? Do you need permission to do something? Because she may not forgive herself. You need to go in and do some of that inner child work. And I love helping people do that. And I do a lot of private readings. Moon. What is that? Moon high? Moon high?
Moon, hi. May I have a reading?
Oh,
may I get...
I can read. Okay, moon. Moon. You feel like you have to do karmic debt. Now listen to how I said that. You feel like you have to do karmic debt, which means financially there is some issues. Okay? For instance, if you have to, somebody says, here, I'm going to give you a free reading, and all of a sudden you're compelled to have to pay because you're like, oh, that was so good. I want to give back. Sometimes it's hard for you to receive. So it can be a false karmic debt, something that's been left over from time. Okay. So is time start? All right. I don't know what's going on with time. I can't even get the timer to want to work with me properly. Whatever. Just let me know when you feel like a minute's up. But the karmic debt thing, you feel like it's almost you're inferior to money or the situation. And you can learn how to use certain things, but all of a sudden it's like you feel like you owe. And they said feeling like you owe or you have an obligation because that was built into you. Notice that can be an arrested development for you, Amy. But you have to owe and you have to do this. It's messing with my digestive tract big time. Oof. Yes, this is still for moon. That when it comes to situations like that, you'll start to feel awkward. And then all of a sudden you end up moving in a situation where all of a sudden you feel like you have to do something. And it's not even about money. It can also feel like you have to do something for people all the time. Okay? Yeah. Make sure you give Crystal Allen, I think she asked for the link. Just kind of give it to her directly, I guess. It's because Crystal, if you look on the YouTube right now, it says it right there. It's in orange. MedicineWomanSolution.weebly.com. Is that correct? Is it supposed to be W-E-B-B? I thought it was W-E-E-B. Go look. Go look, because I think it's supposed to be 2 E's and 1 B. You guys, 2 E's and 1 B. So that's it. MedicineWomanSolution.weebly.com. Thanks, Betty. Thanks for being here. Yes, I can do a private read if you want. Yeah, we can do. There's for $30 for 15 minutes. You want to do that? That's always available. You just have to let me know. You're not seeking it. So somebody wrote me. I swear to God, I saw crystal. Is there another crystal? Isn't that a hoot? I can't tell because it's going to screw up my thing if I pull it down.
Where are you in?
See, it says Crystal Allen to Medicine Woman Brenda. What was that link again? She can't see it. Oh, great. Now I can't even see there. Screwed up my sign. Yeah, we can do a quick one before I go to bed. Yeah, if it's right after this, I sure can. How long do you want it for? I hear the kitty and a bell. Did you give your cat a bell? I heard a kitty bell. A jingle jingle.
No kittens walking around.
Well, I heard something. Okay. We're good. I think we're good. I need to go back to YouTube land. Oh, good. So, yeah, we got some good confirmation. Wonderful. So did it sound familiar to you, first name, last name? Because if so, understand you can change that. You just have to, when you have certain karmic debt and the universe seems like, okay, it's against you more than it is for you, you literally need to begin to see where you have felt like you had to pay for it. You've had to do things and these are very much self-imposed limitations that really push you and lock you down into keep repeating. And you literally have to tap those out. These are limited decisions. You need to get those out because they control you. And I see one more person. About 15 minutes. That sounds good, Lillian. So give me a few minutes. I'm going to do this last read. So Chakra, Thomas. Hey, where you, I mean, because with YouTube, I'm curious of where you're all from because it's so early in the U.S. And
7:08 a.m.
It's funny because what I'm getting is, Thomas, is that, okay, yours, you have somebody around you that has a panic and has low self-esteem and has trust issues and you can, in disapproval issues. Wow. Why do we need to know this? Well, okay, so this person has all these energies of people around you. Oh, Louisiana and Utah. Yeah, why? Do they feel like their talking is unfair? Is things unfair? Because somehow in that relationship, ship, you've become an it. An I-it relationship is that you become, they don't really think of your feelings. They feel like if me and Amy, if I was the I and she was the it, I wouldn't care about her. I wouldn't think about her feelings. I would tell her what she needs to hear. And then it's all about me. And sometimes just miss what she says, But an I-you relationship is you care what the other person thinks. You're there for them. You can feel the, what do you call it? The reciprocation back and forth.
Reciprocity?
Yes, that's the word. Reciprocity. That's a good word. Yes. Now, and again, you have to decide how that reading is. Because if that energy is affecting you, you need to use the Celtic weave, the connecting heaven and earth, and the hookup and get other people's energies out of you so you don't have to feel that or be that, because you may not realize that that's not you, but it's other people. So you're learning how to do a fine line. Oh, yes. Okay, here's this funny thing. It says, yeah, this is the other person that I like, I care for, but she ghosted me. Okay, yeah. You need to clean up that energy, get it out, and use healing tools. There's free healing tools on my website, and you got to, yeah. Okay, somebody hollered that they need, okay, 7 Sky Ocean. I think that's it. 7 Sky Ocean. We'll do that one. Did you have to sever love? Did you actually have to sever somebody from you and just say, no, I can't do that anymore? Because all of a sudden I see this severed love. It's a clear cut. It's not jagged or anything. So it's severed. It's like, so it wasn't forced. It was like, I have to have a clean start. I got to cut. So it's severed love. And because I don't know I can't tell what side of the street now. Normally I can. So I can't tell if it's you or them, but it's muddled. And what's happening is that egos got hurt. Maybe in the relationship, egos got hurt. It goes back and forth. It goes back and forth. Where it is, 7 Sky Ocean. Okay. And so they're saying that there's no empathy. Okay. So there's something about having to develop better empathy. And then you feel like you don't get empathy. And that might have been some of the situation of the argument or being out of sync. Yeah, very much. They just keep saying that it's just, the energy just keeps going back and forth, and it's confusing the relationship. That's what I'm feeling. Which then throws you off, and then you have, in order to settle it, I feel like you become something you don't want to be. So do you feel like you get worn down? Okay, so just like I told Thomas that you need to do is, when it comes to other people, let's say me and Amy, we're constantly talking back and forth and whatever, she's having a bad day and I'm trying to be there for her. But she's like, I just can't, I don't want to get over this shit. And I can't take this on anymore. Or all of a sudden she turns around and she blames me and it meant to be for somebody else. And I'm like, oh, whoa. But I can't really say nothing. But if I was an ego and I would snap back at her and we were snapping at each other, it wouldn't go nowhere. And then we ended up taking, and it just goes too far. And it was like, fine, Amy, fine. And you bite the bullet, you do the martyrism, you do that, you're like, fine. After a while, it's going to get very much wearing down. And some people just keep living that way for the rest of their life. But others, you'll build up a wall to the point where there's resentment and you just finally said, I'm done, But that's what's happening. So you need to do Celtic weave, and it's a healing tool to get that energy of people's out. Like, so I would say, you know what? I'm going to kick Amy out. I'm going to do the Celtic weave, kick her out of my space. And I'm going to do a little connecting heaven and earth, kick her out of my space. I don't need her in my head. I don't need her in my aura. So you kick everybody out. And then you connect up and you hold that energy and you create an egg around you and you become healthier and stronger. Hopefully that makes sense. I am not sure how I'm getting YouTube people, but I'm happy about it. So happy that I'm going to help somebody here. New here. Okay, good. What's that?
She liked and subscribed.
Oh, wonderful. Thank you. So that's what that means. I can't say the name, but it starts with K. Can I just call you K? Okay. K, you, the one that just gave me the little peace symbol. K, I can't say your name. I can't see it. That's what's weird.
You can call her K.
Awesome. K. Okay, set the timer. Lillian, I'll be with you in a minute. Do you got a career choice? Or you're on a career? You're on a career path. It seems like you like it. I'm cruising along just fine. Everything doesn't seem too good to be true. Huh. Well, what are you showing me? You're not going to. Oh. So you have a habit of what? You criticize yourself. Is that your pep talk? They said that's one thing you can get rid of because you are actually beginning to draw more in on your path to help you further and faster to start bringing it in. The more you criticize, the more all of a sudden you can't see that it's actually aligned and ready to roll. So it's important to begin to start to, maybe being grateful to yourself, saying good job, You need to kick that criticism out of your head. Catch when you do it. Sometimes what they call is cognitive therapy, put a rubber band around. And if you're used to, oh, that was a stupid thing to do, snap that and go, reward and punishment, because you don't need to call yourself stupid. There's something about the self-talk. It's time to let that go. That's what they said. All right. Hey, Amber. Oh, I have to do Amber. I have to do Amber. Huh?
Left already.
No! Amber, you gone already? Okay, well, she's gone. No, there she is. Okay, Amber, we're going to give you a dual card. Amy, this is for Amber. Oh, well, my mommy, be so proud of me. What am I singing that for? I'm bringing home a baby bumblebee. That's it. I don't know why that song's there, but that's for you, Amber. And it says, have fun. Stop. When was the last time you had fun? Laying around, giggling, doing little things. Have fun. What's up with that?
Tell the truth with grace and love, and my relationships are transformed.
Very good. Yes, Amber, it is. What time do I have, Amy? It's 11:47 p.m. It's almost midnight.
7:17 a.m. Central Time.
Yeah. All right. We have to do Dead Mirror. I'm going to get there, Lillian. Ready? Dead Mirror. Ready? Amy, tap the deck twice and then take the middle and then pick it up. I want to hear yours first.
I am a respectful, loving person who cares deeply about how I treat others. People feel safe around me. And
I feel you made that deep decision because the card I picked up says, in reverse, a father's love. So maybe you feel like you didn't get the father's love or something like this, because it says that you want to do something different when it comes to moving forward in life. Dead Mirror said this is true. Okay. You guys have been great. I'm really happy about that. Okay, Lillian, I'm coming. All right. So I will be here at 9:00. Well, just think about it. Almost 2 hours and 47 minutes earlier. That's when I will be back. Oh, hold on. Where are all these people coming from? This is awesome. Hold on. I got to get 2 more. Hold on, Lillian. I said I'm coming. Just a minute. I'm just so excited that YouTube, like, holy cows. Tara and then Pearl. Ready? Amy, I feel like you're supposed to draw first. That's not my deck. Okay, Amy, draw first. And Pearl, you
needs kind with my words and respectful of my soft places.
All right, say that first part again because it did cut out.
I am patient with my needs.
Oh, patient.
Kind with my words and respectful with soft places.
Okay, they're saying you have to learn to have more heart to heart because you don't have enough heart to heart going on with yourself or with somebody else. And you need to apply what these 2 cards have said to really make a difference. Where are all these people coming from all of a sudden? That's awesome. We threw a card down. Hold on. Let's try it again. Now, Pearl. Ooh, I'm not showing this card until I see what you got. Ooh, Dead Mirror says yes. Didn't get much attention for my father. That makes sense of why you'd want to do it different.
I am open and receptive to the healing power of divine love.
And look for that soulmate to help you. Because it's there, and together that energy is about. If you heal your shit, then the soulmate will feel good. But if you don't and you resist it, then the soulmate will be there to really open your eyes up and say, hey, the soulmate doesn't know. It just like you don't, but just your divine energy does. All right, over to Asha Stone real quick. Ready? Oh, you got to draw first again because Spirit says that Spirit showing me your card.
It is a beautiful reflection of my soul.
Who is? What is?
My life.
Your life? a beautiful reflection of your soul. So if I look at that, they're saying that you have to, it'll be more so if you release that X. Now, the X could be your family, anybody that's drove you crazy and you needed to get rid of them. You need to get rid of that baggage that you collected with it. Heal that stuff out. And you're thinking, well, heal what out? Negative emotions. Negative emotions, and you carry that into the next thing. It's going to be a filter that's going to drive you crazy. So you're going to take stuff in from your last one, and you don't need that because your life is already good. You need to let that stuff go to have it better. That's what I see.
There's a Marianne Hawthorne on your phone.
All righty. Marianne. All right. I'm going to grab this card. And then Amy, you have to, that one.
The work card. I am focused, organized, easily available to honor the priorities that need my attention.
And the priorities that need your attention is that you have to learn to love your first. And if you don't, you can't let in new love. So you need to make yourself a priority. I think we're good. Thank you. We will be here next week. Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo. I hope you got that, Marianne, because we just gave you those cards. If not, re-listen again. She's saying hello again. Okay, we already gave you a read. We gave you 3 cards. And so when you watch this video back, know yours is the last one. Okay? And what do I like to always say to most people? Resolve to evolve.
Heal instead of deal.
And you can heal that. And as always, stay blessed. Your voice cut it out. I didn't even get to hear you, you know. Stay blessed. Say it again, girlfriend.
Stay blessed.
There we go. There we go. I got to get the right here. And we will see you next time. And oops, hold on. There we go. You know what I didn't do? I did not do my outro. That's okay. Bye.